Hello and welcome back to the Google APIs for Rust and YouTube Uploader development stream. It's Byron speaking. And now, after having had quite a massive dinner, I feel like I can keep going and finish this up. And now I would like to start the day tomorrow, or start tomorrow with a day that is, free of any legacy, free of anything that could hold me back in implementing the features that I finally want to implement in the command line interfaces. So, where are we? We have been trying to improve the -u flag, but ran into a few issues. So for now, for some reason, it tells me, first I panic here because I unwrap on a none value, fine. And I think the only place where this actually can happen is this one. And I would wonder why that is, because I'm setting this value and, it's there. And he says one or more required arguments were not supplied. I think this is why this is what it is. I guess what I want to do is to actually, or I think what's happening here is that even though Clap complains about it, for whichever reason, I still have to figure that one out, it will not abort or something. It just keeps going, apparently. And this is, the reason why we have to be a bit more careful here, or a bit more cautious. So I guess what has to be done is to just use opt values here, even though it's kind of mandatory. It's just a mode of access, basically. Opt values that should make sure we don't do, or we don't access values that we do not have. So now it shouldn't crash anymore. That's what I think. Well, I don't even call it crash. It shouldn't panic anymore. No, what the heck? Okay. Oh yeah, it's taking either, damn it. Good, so I can't do that, but I can do unwrap or vac new, and there we go. So that should also be fine. As fine. Of course, I could collect the iterator into a vector. It's kind of duplicating the effort here, so I don't actually do this. Oh, that is interesting. Where do we do that even? So it's not here where we call unwrap. Input file from opts, value 1. Huh. So it's all, that's interesting. Let's do unwrap there then. Is there another unwrap? Input file. Oh, input file unwrap. Okay, I think, that's the one, huh? We actually don't have an input file. But we also shouldn't, I think the problem is that we actually try to do something even though we should not. That's the problem. So simple is correct, and now the input file is actually not correct, but it's not detected for some reason. Not at all. It should attempt to open the input file, fail, and then what happens, right? But no, not here. I don't know. So I also don't know what the required argument stuff is and why still I don't see what he thinks he requires. Because that was supposed to be fixed, I thought. Yeah, that's a bit odd. Anyway, let's have a look. There can only be one spot where this happens. So require the file. Oh, here we go. So we do not require anything anymore because we are complete. This guy requires the mode arg though. So we had a dependency that could never be fulfilled, and let's see what happens now. I would expect that we realize that the file bar, the input file bar, does not exist, and therefore we do not attempt to use it. One or more arguments were not required arguments were not supplied. M is required. It's not required. But it says it is. So what the heck? I guess it is required because the mode argument is required. That's weird, but that's exactly not the case. It's kind of inverting it, huh? You see this? Because maybe this is just his way of saying that this is supposed to be group, but in fact, it is required. Let's be explicit about this, just in case something goes wrong there. Arg required is true, but shouldn't be. I mean, after all, we are setting this based on the value we set here. And, you know, it's multiple and it is required, so there is nothing I should have to do here. Yeah, so that doesn't change a thing. I will compile it just once to be sure, but we'll also remove this right away. So, yeah, that's weird. The requirement is inherited by the dependency chain, which is just not the right thing to do. Because MIME isn't required, but requires mode to be useful. That's the point, right? I mean, I will try it. We'll see what happens when requires is removed. So apparently it really wants to have the MIME type here. But it shouldn't. So let's see how it looks like, the usage now. I will also call help on it. Now it's inverted. Now the requirement thing was, the requires statement was removed. So they don't know each other anymore. Not at all. So let's see what the usage says, because that looks just a bit odd, a bit funny. I'm also even providing application. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is, man. Mode file. Oh, the group ID. Oh, damn it. I'm dumb. I am dumb. I'm wrong and dumb. Okay, so let's roll back the stuff here. So requires, yeah. That's all cool. We have to insert a group ID. I think I ran into this issue before, like that I just forgot that group ID. So here we go. So now this should work. And I have to compile it again. Man. Yeah. I mean, once again, I'm not in the best condition to do this kind of job, I guess. But I gotta do what I gotta do, even if it takes a bit longer. So now, MIME, U. Okay, see, U is kind of required, but I think this looks odd to me. I would make it and put it into normal parentheses, because this looks like optional to me. You know, like these two are optional, even though they are not. Okay, so position argument group ID. I called help on it. This means that now I should see that bar couldn't be opened. Awesome. That's good. I can also omit the MIME type, or call it something that doesn't parse. That's not a valid MIME type. Good. I can remove this. Now it's just a file. I can give him a good file, readme.md. And it's trying stuff. Syntax error, unknown field. Oh. Oh. That's okay. Yeah. Now OAuth is using CERD, and CERD has different ways of dealing with this, unfortunately. So we have, you know, I think what it tries to do is to request a code. Let's run it with Rust backtrace. True. No, it doesn't get through. It does get there, but we should spell it correctly. So where are we? We are in device flow request code, exactly. And there we try to unpack an error, and if we unpacked an error, then it's good. But I think we have to adjust our error type. So previously, it would just ignore fields that are not there. device flow, JSON data, JSON error. See, so here this happens. Struct JSON error. So now this stuff has to be optional. The way we use it, at least. Okay. And we might have the same issue elsewhere too. Oh, so now it was really slow. And I think the reason for it for being so slow is the reason for it being so slow is that I had the linter enabled, which runs cargo in the background and does so in a blocking manner, which is bad. So maybe I want to disable it. Anyway, so we have request error from, so we convert it from a JSON error somewhere. Interesting. Where is this happening? Anyway, I could just let the compiler tell me what it doesn't like. Request error from. Probably it's an API. No, I don't know where that is coming from. And this thing here should obviously not be there. Damn it, I'm printing stuff. Jesus Christ. That's really bad. And I actually published this on crates. I guess I can as well prepare a new release here. That will have to be done. No way around it. And I also think I will disable this beautiful linter. Haha. Because it's too slow for that, for a project of that size. Maybe I want to disable it globally and then enable it on a per project basis for future reference. Okay, so here we try to decode a JSON error, if there is a JSON error contained in it. Oh, the thing is, this might actually work all the time. Right? So we have to now check if res error is sum. And then we go ahead. I think something like that is what we should do. And refresh, do we use a JSON error here as well? And use it similarly? As we use it similarly, shit. Okay, if that works. And res error is sum. Let me do what we do. Otherwise, we do not. It's that simple. Okay. I think that's more like it. I still want to know where this request error is coming from. I'm getting it from device request error. But why couldn't I find it last time I searched for it? I don't know. Ah, it's an enum probably. Yep. Silly me. So we have from JSON error, and here we say, if we match the error, which we just brutally unwrap here, and yeah, we consume the error in the process. That's fine. Do we use anything else? Like, oh, we use the error description. So we partially move the object here, and I wonder if that works, but I let the compiler decide that. I can't figure this out in my head right now. And yeah, let's compile it. Probably I should go to YAP-OAuth then. Lots of ripples. I destabilized YAP-OAuth by putting it to CERD, or by putting CERD in, but hey, that's how it is sometimes, cargo test. So that's in device 92. So I guess an error is there in any case, and the error description wasn't optional all the time. So I can just keep going like this, in theory. 102. Oh yeah, the error here. No, wait, I'm unwrapping this, right? So I should have a string here. What's the deal? I didn't even read it. Expected string, found an optional string. Yeah. Well. res error 102. Oh, it's in refresh. See. So we know that this is some, so we can safely do that. We should probably match on this or do an if let. Should I? Then I partially move it. I don't know if we move this stuff anyway or... Yeah, I also want to make it idiomatic, and this right now is not idiomatic. So if some error is res error, let's do it like that. And then we don't have to unwrap this anymore, but just put error here, and I will see if this is now partially moved or something. User moved value error. Match unwrap device 87, device 92. Okay. Value error. Yeah, there I unwrapped it, and then I tried to access it again. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't access the value here anymore, huh? That's a bit weird. Can I just keep this as an intermediate result? Let this be an error string. And then I can do it like this, maybe. Value error description wasn't moved before. It should be able to figure this out. Oops. Mismatch types. Exponent a string. Interesting. Actually, this is... Yeah, let's do it differently. Let's do it like this. And then we have a string there. Okay. Found... Oh. What the heck? Oh, true. I think I don't wanna do this. I don't even know what's in that error. It's supposed to be a string and nothing else. Very simple. Okay. At least it compiles at something. And I will probably just go ahead and try this one again. Because we should run into the same error. Well, not in the same error. We shouldn't panic anymore and we shouldn't print that stuff. So, yeah. Good. That seemed to work. But it worked previously as well. It's not that the test ever failed on me. He didn't actually try such an issue. Look at that. What? Called result and wrap on an error value. So it's now the device flow request code. So I guess that we tried to take this one here. We tried to decode the JSON data because we didn't realize that we actually have an error here. Right? Are we here? Huh. Now I will know. Yeah, I do believe that res is actually something. After all, we get an error. We managed to decode that all the time, I suppose. But I'm totally not sure here. And then we try to unwrap on this one, but so this must be the case here. We didn't get into this case, even though we should have. Huh, that's weird. Maybe there's only an error description. Maybe I'm guessing this wrong. Let's print... let's print the entire thing. The entire JSON string. That should be everything I need to debug this. Unreachable expression. That is true because it panics before. Very smart of you. Fortunately, it allows me to do that. You know, could be bitchy about that, but in debug mode, it's not bitchy at all. So yeah, we didn't get there. So I guess the JSON string was an error here. We couldn't decode it for some reason, even though it was an error. And I am in the right flow, right? We could also fail here, but that's the refresh flow. That will be the same issue that we have. And that's the only two flows we support anyway, so I guess. Yeah, I should probably search for from string here, where I try to decode a JSON error. Okay, just these two spots, good. Oh man. So now I'm doing YAP OAuth instead of dealing with the options. But I think the options by now, they probably work. That's the point here. Okay, so here we have error, invalid scope, error description. Okay, error URI. That is new. Jesus Christ. And CERT really is not liking anything that it doesn't... Yeah, shit. So it didn't match. That's terrible, actually. I need omit empty or unknown fields or something. So JSON is basically our biggest issue right now. In any way. It prevents us currently from submitting YouTube uploads just because we can't say that it shouldn't emit null values, and it can't ignore fields that it doesn't know and stuff. Also, we don't get a proper error type out of there right now. Or do we? Maybe we do. Maybe we can realize what kind of issue it had, like unknown field or missing field or something. Okay, so this is error URI, and it's totally optional. It's everything in there is always optional. There you go. So now it should actually manage to unpack this. Yeah, it should. And I probably want to make this an if let right away. If let some is res . And this path, I think it doesn't really happen anymore. But anyway. So here. Oh, I can't do it because I would partially move this thing and then I try to move it in there as well. So that doesn't work. No, here I'm consuming it in the process, right? So no, here I want to do is some. Cool. And now this works once again, I think. So let's prepare a commit and publish that right away. Fix JSON. Assure we realize we see JSON or we understand. Using CERT, we would actually fail to decode an error. Maybe it's not CERT, maybe it really is related to the fact that there's now a new field there that we didn't know before. Yeah. Using cert, well, I think it's not related to cert, shouldn't be. We should actually fail to decode, we would actually fail to decode an error and then assume it's a valid result, unwrapping another failed attempt to decode the JSON string returned by the server. Cause seems to be that the JSON error structure now contains an additional. It's super dangerous because this means whenever we try to decode something and don't know a field or have an additional field, right now we will just crash, you know? And I would like to handle this. I would like to know that there were missing fields and to be able to, you know, deal with it properly. But I don't want to crash just because I don't know stuff. But probably we will not crash, but we will just think we cannot decode the value. I mean, I can fix this, but it's really, really dangerous. Cause seems to be now contains an additional field error URI that has been added. UI. We removed a debug printing that somehow sneaked in there. Nobody noticed that. I mean, I at least didn't notice it. Good. Also, incremented version like that. So does the publish work? I think it will work. And then we can do a git tag vo point 4.2 and git push origin master and git push tags master. I forgot that previously. Oh, I think that will not work. Should be git push tags origin and not master. Anyway, so far so good. I will have a look at this shell later. This also means that actually this works now, right? Invalid file. Oops, shit. Now it wants to recompile. Yeah, it's uploading. Now it's tagging, then it's pushing master. And then it will fail to push the tags. Good. Yeah, this works. Cool. I think we're done here. Nearly. We still have to Google RS. We still have to move the code elsewhere. This one. So I think we take the values. I don't know, do we own them then? Or do we get a reference to them? Please let me know. Matches. See, it's used to an older cargo. Here the closing thing still works, which is great. We'll use optional vector. So we own the vector and have unowned strings in there, string slices. Fine. Let's codify this. So the protocol is what we return. And the function we call it protocol. Decode protocol from list or something. No, protocol from string. Yeah, it's a single string we get. Where is the other stuff? Input file. Pub fn. Protocol from string. From str. Let's call it like that. It's a name of the protocol, and we shall return a call result, a call type. That's our return value here. And that's also, yeah, that's return value. Of course, not like that, but like that. So here we pass the value, the name. Oh, and we take a list of, yeah, we take a vector that we also own, a vector of strings. Valid protocols is vec string, like that. Thank you very much. So we just push this on. Vals1 is now name, and this is now just the valid protocols. Do I still have the code here? I do. Good. So I can just remove it from here. All the extra stuff goes away. Whew. Like so, like so. That's that. Good. We push the CLI error. Invalid protocols. Then we return simple. So that is that. Fine. Now we bring it in. Do we have a use statement here? Come in? No, we don't apparently. That's weird. Or was I in the wrong file without knowing? Oh, I was in the wrong file without knowing. Like that. Protocol from string. Here we go. Protocol from string. Val0. And here we go with this fancy array thing that we generate. This goes away, this goes away. Collect is required. So that should actually be a call as we like it. Input file from string. So here this should look a bit better any second now. Okay. Oh, we have to get the error as well. Error. Like that, huh? Oh, error is already a mut. Borrow, so we don't have to specify this. But we have to specify this here. Like that. And then we are good. Save a lot of code in the process, which is worth it. Because compile times are something we want to bring down. Good, so let's have a look. So I take my vals here, put the stuff in, create a temporary vector, give him the errors. Yeah. And that's it. Cool. And we're not authorized to do that, which is exactly what I would have expected. And I think by that, we can conclude this issue finally. Oh, let's have a look at this. Let's push the text once again. Text origin. Oops. Like so. Yep, that should work. So now we have pushed everything and made a new release, which is good. Cool, and here we are also fine. Let's prepare a commit. Untracked files. Untracked files, interesting. Since when didn't we? Oh, BK. That's, yeah, let's delete these guys. That's probably the test files for Rust format. So it generated backup files beforehand. Fair enough. So yeah, it's a lot of change that was required to get this to work. But I think a lot of it is simplification, or at least an improvement in overall code quality. The only thing that makes it harder for me here is that I can't use possible values anymore with the current kind of implementation. But hey, everything else would probably make it even more complicated to set this argument up, so I guess it's kind of okay. Even though it would be great if it could do that, I suppose, because yeah, you can have multiple enums, but maybe it's better than to, if you have multiple enums, to just have individual flags if you need that feature, you know. So I kind of say, well, I do it myself because I want to force people to specify the upload type and the file at once. All right. This also means that the protocols we provide there, I mean, basically the protocols are known here, because now if I do help, it can't tell that U requires simple or something. Specify which file to upload C, and this is also wrong. So we are not done yet, actually. Nope. Not done yet. So specify the file, which file to upload. And yeah, I think here we have the protocol, so we can put it into the string, so it will be part of the static structure. Specify the upload protocol and the file to upload. The upload protocol, and here I think I will give him a list of possible values. Let's put it in like that, and then we do this and say .join mp protocol for mp in. Yeah, where's the code that gets the protocols? We have method MC media params. Where do I get the protocols, man? Oh, for MP and media params. Now I get it. Like that. Okay, so that should give me a nice message. And then I think I'm done. Let's see. Let's prepare the message, at least. And that is issue 92. Fix feat CLI -u with mode parsing and verification. Oh, let's call it parsing. As possible values applies to all arguments. We cannot use it anymore, but have to check the upload protocol type ourselves, which is what we do. I think besides that, it's a simplification. Yeah. Switching to the latest clap simplified our lives. Oh, and I also didn't test yet what the request structure stuff does, but I can do that with Drive, I think. You know, I just trust him. 91, huh? 92. But I think he also said that the requirement string is now dynamic, but I didn't see it. Let's just say it just didn't seem to work for me. Or this is this one message that I've seen, and then the usage that kind of tells you what it wants, possibly. But anyway, yeah. This means if I want to set parameters here, let's try that, right? So in theory, I can now do p foo equals bar. Oh yeah, I should remove the help here. Parameter foo is unknown, but I can say alt is bar. And now I can say pretty print is true or something. Oh. Fine. So what possible values then? CLI doc shall tell me all about it. And then, yeah, if that works for the parameters, it will also work for the request structure, which means I can also fix the documentation for it. Some resumable, yeah. Alt, interesting. So we don't know that this already provided fields. Let's call it fields then. But I think the parser worked so far. Yeah, cool. So the parser took it. That's good. That's nice. Because if we screw up the respective key value pair, it would tell us, right? So this means we see it at least. I could do the same thing here. And now we should have 2 errors. See? So that totally works. Cool. This also means I have to... let's take the request structures and let's use drive, for instance, because it's easy to type. Make drive 1, drive 2, CLI doc. And I think, yeah, let's just preamp the comment here. Adjusted docs to not enforce using -r all the time. So that is in commands macro. Let's also open this up. So now I have to, I think I want to git show on this one, or let's say git log, and then see where we changed that. Okay, something has changed there apparently. Oh, log current file. Yeah, like that. So here I think we have somewhere removed this feature, and we needed this first flag thingy here, and now this has to come back, kind of. Or I just don't care. Could also do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should care, to be honest. -r. I would certainly like it if there is no -r all the time. Yeah, okay, let's try to get the first flag stuff back then. It's not going to be super trivial, but it should work somehow. So this was here, I think. Yeah, like that. And then first flag, the default for this is none. Oops. Like here. That is that. Cool. I think we pass it on, right? Oh yeah, the -r stuff we don't put there anymore. It just comes here, first flag. That is that. And we pass it on, we pass it on. Where is it? Like so. So this is not there anymore. Instead, we have the first flag. that contains the dash. So it's more like that now. Yes. Exactly. And now the dash R goes away from wherever it is. So here the flag goes away. Yeah. Like that, I think. And that should be it. Possibly. Let's see. It generates, that's a good thing. Well, there's no difference. Oh yeah, because I forgot something. I forgot to set the first flag to F and I. Yeah, so this is something I forgot here. So the good thing is, I think F and I don't even use anywhere except for in the line that I've previously removed. So it's good that it's back now, I suppose. Because now it makes sense. So now it should go away except for the first one. Yeah, does it still look good? Is it still readable? So in the moment we set the cursor. Do we set the cursor anyway? Anywhere? Yeah, here. So here there's now a long visible space. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's, less noisy, and that's what we wanted. This kind of indicates that we only have to set one -r. So can completely follow these arguments which are assumed to be executed in the given order. Note how the cursor position is adjusted to the respective structures along simple fields names to be used most of the time. Yeah, cool. I think that's it. That's the simplification we talked about when we wrote the message. So now I just amend this. And that's it. Happy. I will start the build on the VPS just to verify this is truly working. And also I will skip CI like this. Push this. And we should be done. Awesome. I'm very happy about this result and say thanks for watching and have a good